Hello and welcome to DNA. I am Chitresh and I have with me Dr. Tridivesh Singh Maini. He's an academic and a policy analyst. And today we'll be discussing one of the keywords that are emerging out of the mandate 2024, Chandrababu Naidu, his political revival and the comeback of regionalism in Indian politics. So with the NDA and the BJP government not getting a clear majority, regional politics, regional parties will come into the picture. Chandrababu Naidu, who was probably seen as politically extinct just about a year ago, has found a re-emergence, a revival of sorts, and he is being touted as the probable kingmaker. So I have with me Mr. Dr. Maini, and today we'll discuss what is Chandrababu Naidu's role here and how will it affect the future of Indian politics.
So often, we look at the role of regional parties as being obstructionist, and we have a very simplistic binary.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. I mean, we spoke about neighboring countries just now about the role of state, irrespective of the reason. So that's one part of it. The other is a lot of, especially the South Indian regional parties across the board. I mean, because South Indian states draw a lot of FDI higher than amongst the top.
Amongst the top,
4 or 5 states.
even Andhra Pradesh and Hyderabad was the first for the FDIs.
In the earlier NDA government, obviously a push was given at the national level. Again, there were geopolitical factors. Globally, there were changes taking place. So the NDA one gave a solid push to ties with the US. But Chandrababu Naidu also played a very important role in terms of hard selling Hyderabad, which happens to now be the capital of Telangana. It was called Cyberabad. He reached out to Bill Gates, and he was amongst the first chief ministers who went to the World Economic Forum and all that. So, but he has also in this first tenure, he reached out more to the US. When after the truncation of AP into Telangana, that time his focus has been more on East Asia and Southeast Asia. Now, just coming back a bit to domestic politics, there were often accusations on him that he ignored. So, this whole thing about India shining, that he also sort of followed that approach. But now people have begun to realize that when he was in power, again, what happens is many times you adopt a very zero-sum approach towards development of physical infrastructure and whatever else. So he did deliver on a lot of things. You sometimes, it is a trade-off, and obviously you need to balance it out. Ultimately, you need to focus on the. But so, even reaching out to in this tenure from 2014 to 2019, reaching out to Singapore from Amravati, or in fact, when ties were better with China, I think he visited China probably twice. He visited East Asian countries. Then his focus was more on East Asia and Southeast Asia. And as we have discussed many times, this is generally a trend. It's not just regional parties, even chief ministers of other national parties. They are also part of what is called this thing of paradiplomacy. So he has been one of the pioneers, and in fact, there is Rudolph and Rudolph. They wrote an article in the Economic and Political Weekly about how in the 2000s there was competition at that time between S.M. Krishna and Chandrababu Naidu in promoting Bangalore and Hyderabad. So when you talk about competitive federalism and all that, these are important things. So I think even now, based on the foreign policy priorities, I think in pushing, there could be some important interventions as far as improving ties, say, by Andhra Pradesh and ties with ASEAN. And I think the new focus now is going to be the Gulf, because of UAE and Saudi Arabia and themselves are more interested. So they're also because you see, globally there is now a lot of focus on. If you look at Saudi Arabia, if you look at UAE, they are also trying to diversify their economies. So they obviously are looking at different options, and in that they are beginning to reach out to various states. If you look at the India, UAE, CEP, also the FTA, and that also Indian state governments have also played an important role. So apart from ASEAN, even vis-a-vis say countries like UAE, Andhra Pradesh can play an important role. It's not just one country; there can be other states also obviously play an important role. But paradiplomacy also, it's moved now from just being a thing about promoting optics or promoting a particular perspective to being more focused and having some direction at least. It can't, and it's no longer also that you only look at investment in a particular area. People have even started looking at things like health, education. In certain cases, for instance, even setting up of like Rajasthan sought the assistance of Singapore for setting up a hotel management. So all those things, and I think there is certainly a synergy here. So this aspect we often miss out the positive contribution of regional satraps and regional leaders in the economic diplomacy aspect of foreign policy.
Yeah. So from what it looks like, Chandrababu Naidu might be one of the most pivotal parts of the new government formation. And if NDA and the BJP form the government and bring us Modi 3.0, Andhra Pradesh, development of Amravati, and Chandrababu Naidu's own past experience as a para-diplomat would be essential to how India moves ahead. So this was a conversation with Dr. Tridivesh Mani. Keep watching DNA for more such interesting insights.